Hi YouTube family, Imari here. Today I'll be doing a book summary on the book 12 Rules for Life by Dr. Jordan Peterson. Dr. Jordan Peterson is an acclaimed clinical psychologist. He's also a former professor at Harvard University and a professor emeritus of University of Toronto. He's quite influential for many positive things, but also controversial, especially in the political domain. The author combines psychology, neuroscience, history, and religion to portray his points in the book. The 12 rules in this book gives practical tips that we can apply in order to take responsibility for things as they occur in our lives. This video is the first of a 3-part series of this book. I'll be sharing rules 1 to 4 summary in this video. But before we jump right into the summary, if you're new to this channel, I do book summaries and reviews. So if you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Also like and share this video. Without wasting much time, let's jump right into the summary and I'll see you guys afterwards. Why rules? Chaos is something that is present with being. With life comes its chaos. Rules are somewhat a necessity to help us attain our goals, which can eventually help us reach the freedom we aspire. The book 12 Rules for Life by Dr. Jordan Peterson shares some fundamental life rules and accompanying essays that can help us take responsibility for our lives and give order to our existence. The author noted, although order is necessary, excessive order can be a bad thing. The rules serve as a dividing line between order and chaos. In this video, I'll be sharing some lessons learned from Rule 1 to 4. Rule 1 is to stand up straight with your shoulders back. When you enter a room, how comfortable do you feel walking around the room? What kind of posture do you take? Lobsters are fantastic examples on the importance of postures, especially related to our mental health. Winning lobsters stand up straight and are more likely to win a game. Conversely, losing lobsters have slumped postures and tend to lose a game. One contributing factor to the lobsters winning or losing is the amount of neurotransmitters called serotonin the lobster has. Winning lobsters have a higher amount of serotonin compared to losing lobsters. In humans, serotonin has the advantage of boosting our moods. Medication used to enhance depressed moods in patients that are depressed usually enhance serotonin via a mechanism called selective serotonin reuptake inhibition. An interesting survival characteristic for lobsters is that they molt as they grow and need shelter for protection, either under a cave or crevices, before they grow new shells. The dominant winning lobster gets these shelters as well as potential mating partners, as most female lobsters gravitate towards the dominant lobster. As exerting dominance through posturing is winning to the lobster, as the winning lobster takes it all, so it is among us. This existential phenomenon has led to the haves having more. It is represented by the Price's Law, after researcher Derek J. De Sola Price. Here you see an L-shaped graph with number of people on the vertical axis and productivity or resources on the horizontal. We see this with our financial lives, where the top 1% are getting richer or the top athletes win the gold. The Matthew principle from the book of Matthew supports this phenomenon. In Matthew 25 verse 29, Christ states, "For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away." So, back to posture. Why compare human posture to lobsters? According to the author, people like lobsters size each other up. If you present yourself as defeated, then that's how you will be treated. If you assume a straightened out posture, then people will treat you accordingly. Importantly, our body language has some influence in how we feel. Research shows when people smile with an upright position, they tend to feel happier. Conversely, making a sad expression with a slumped position make you feel depressed. In the words of Dr. Peterson, to stand up straight with your shoulders back is to accept the terrible responsibility of life. So, it is important to stretch ourselves out every time and maintain a good posture while we take on the world. Rule 2. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. To treat yourself, you have to understand who you are at your core. You have to understand our existence of chaos and order, not as material things, but as the way things manifest in every lived situation. Order is the predictability of life, and chaos is all of life's uncertainty. By nature, it is easy to see ourselves unworthy of someone to be taken care of. The author noted that such unworthiness might have stemmed from our Adamic nature, from the original sin, to being naked and ashamed of who we are. We know our flaws, insecurities, and failings better than anyone else. But despite our fallible nature, we must learn to take responsibility for ourselves by doing things for the ultimate good for ourselves, not because they feel good in the moment, but will eventually have a good outcome. Here's an example shared by the author. Giving candy to a child makes the child happy, but by nature of the fact that the child is happy doesn't mean that candy is good for the child. In the same sense, happiness isn't synonymous with good. For the child to be healthy, the child needs to brush their teeth. And when it's snowing out, they need to wear snow clothes, even if they disapprove of you putting them on before they go outside to the snow. We need to consistently challenge ourselves to be better, and that means being more disciplined and persevere to attain what we choose. Doing this would help us strengthen a better version of ourselves. Remember, we all have the power of choice. We can use this to choose to be better with articulating our being for our greater good. As the author puts it, don't underestimate the power of vision and direction. These are irresistible forces able to transform what might appear to be unconquerable obstacles into traversable pathways and expanding opportunities. Rule 3. Make friends with people who want the best for you. This rule gives a good framework on how we choose friendships. Friendships are important, but remember, iron sharpens iron, and the people you surround yourself with can have a huge influence on your decisions and behaviors. Keep friends that challenge, encourage, support, and even criticize you when necessary. In the book, Peterson shares stories of friendships from his personal life and how those friendships influenced him at different stages of his life. Bottom line is, if you wouldn't recommend your friend to your loved ones, then it is best that you don't keep them around you. As the author puts it, it is a good thing, not a selfish thing, to choose people who are good for you. Rule 4. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone is today. In every one of us is an inner critic that is often quick to judge our efforts and, even worse, compare us with others. The critic makes us feel we aren't good enough, even in our endeavors. These criticisms are often based on unmet standards. Dr. Peterson argues that the world needs standard as an antidote for mediocrity, as substandard is a pathway to disaster. For example, having substandard automobile will eventually lead to crash, or poorly designed buildings eventually crumble. Well, attaining standard in anything is never an easy task. The world isn't black and white with singular outcomes such as success or failure, but it is complex with many ways to apply our talents, work productively with others, and improve ourselves across time. As young children, we lack the ability to have all the required information to form our standard, so it is easy for us to compare ourselves to others as a point of reference. But in the course of our lives, we gain more individuality and can embrace our uniqueness by creating our own standards. How do we do this? We must view ourselves as strangers and ask self-reflective questions to find out what we really want in life. How do we want to show up in this world? Unfortunately, many people are stuck in the mirage of looking at other people's life in comparison to theirs. The grass is always greener on the other side, they say. So the question is, how do we compare ourselves to ourselves? By comparing your current results to past ones. Reevaluate your past results. Does it seem like you're winning at everything? Well, the danger of winning always might be you are in your comfort zone and not taking enough risk to challenge yourselves, and so not growing a lot of your potential. Also, think of yourself as a home inspector. This means looking at things from top to bottom and categorizing every problem that needs to be fixed to make the home better using helpful searched out strategies. While we might not have control over the past as this is fixed, we do have control on how we choose to approach our day-to-day activities. Which, and if we put in the necessary effort, we will be surprised how life would be in 3 years from now. Remember, it is not you against the world, but a battle with yourself. Do this by eliminating comparisons. Be disciplined and focus on your surrounding, both physical and psychological. These activities welcome growth. And welcome back. In the third part of this series, I will share my final take on the book. But before that, let me know in the comments below which law was your favorite amongst the four that was shared in this summary. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you are yet to subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Until next time, be well, my friends, and remember, keep your mental up. Bye for now.